Evening peeps, how we all doing? I'll pop the camera on for a split like second and we'll see how it looks. I said we'll see how it looks. It might not look the best, in which case I will obviously just put on the good old avatar. Amazing, isn't it? First and foremost, this sounds. Make sure it sounds okay. First and foremost, it sounds. Does it sound okay? Okay, think we're good. Think we're good. I know I got a lot of feedback there on the on it, but because I played it like straight into the mic, so it's gonna happen. But yeah, how are we all doing, people? How long has it been since I've done a midweek live? How long has it actually been? It's been a while. It's been an absolute while. Uh, I'm not gonna keep the camera on too long because obviously, you know what, right? There's a lot of things I have coming for here. So it's obviously we're going to be moving a little bit further back there, and there's a few other things that we have going there as well. So there's a lot of good little bits and pieces I have. For the time being, we've got to stick with the crappy camera that's on this laptop. And there's an app you can download, right? You need like a good adapter. Once you get that, there's an app you can actually download where it actually fools the camera into thinking like you're using your iPhone to film, but it fools the camera into actually thinking that the iPhone camera is the actual camera for the PC. So I'm gonna put this real like this. So we've got four build, and if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit subscribe as well. We've got to do well, man. Never fall into the mainstream media trap. Usyk will beat him. Well, I agree with some of that. I agree with some of that, but we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this in a wee bit as well. Big up to Adam. I hope you're good, mate. How are you keeping? It's an absolutely criminal title. Okay, well, I wouldn't say criminal, but let's wait. Here's the thing, right? Let's just start with it, right? I'll read Larry Merchant's in a second, right? I've been working on, or I am working on a video. Now, hopefully, I'll have for you guys this probably Friday. If all goes well, I'll probably have this video out Friday, and a it's a look back of sorts. I know that's something that I'm doing with Addy, but it's not a look back as in how we did it. It's a look back in, I'm going to call it what went wrong for Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk, right? That's essentially what we're going to call it. And looking back, right, Dubois was completely, like Usyk was just a better man. But 2 years later, two reasonably, I don't want to say tough fights, but maybe the camps and stuff like that. Mate, Mate, you have just sorted me out big time with that. Adam, man, I thank you so much. IG, just support the channel as always. Great to see you're doing well, brother. Man, I appreciate it. I will come on for that. I will come on camera for that one, man. Thank you so much, man. It's always greatly appreciated, man. It means the absolute world. And that really does go a long way. Like I was saying to the guys earlier, right? I'm in the middle of basic, not renovating the place, but kind of redoing, rejigging it around. And I'm getting rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to keep it. But I'm getting a new mic tomorrow. I'm getting some lighting. So the lighting in here is crap. It really is. So I've actually, the actual light cost £100. So thank you. You fixed it. The light is fine now. So the light cost about £100. So there's been a lot of money that's going in the next week. So I'm hoping, well, I'm home on Friday for a couple of days, but I'm hoping by this time next week, you'll see a drastic difference in here. And that's purely down to the support from you guys as well. It really is incredible. G-Man, big up to Matt for the $5. G-Man, what's your thoughts on a lot of fighters sleeping on De Los Santos in the Keyshawn Day? You know, I agree with you. I agree with you because Shakur really didn't do anything. Like truthfully, he didn't do absolutely anything. So what was he supposed to do though in that circumstance? So I think people are sleeping on him. Keyshawn Davis is more aggressive. I don't look. Keyshawn Davis is tremendously talented. He's brilliant, but I don't. He's not what Shakur is. he's not going to be as tricky as Shakur. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Edwin De Los Santos. I really do. I think Dick Shakur Stevenson only landed like it's an incredibly low number that he threw against De Los Santos. So it's unfortunate, mate, but we're seeing that a lot. Oh man, look who it is. Look who's dropping me a fiver. I think that's a fiver anyway. It's 25. What the hell is that? AED currency. What? Anyway, it is United Arab Emirates. And that could very well be. That could very well be Oleksandr Usyk with the £5 super chat. Look at that, lads. Oleksandr Usyk with the £5 super chat. He said, I'll beat him again. Man, there's a very good chance you will, man. There's a very, very good chance you actually will. Oh man, and you were commenting on the beard. Do you know what, mate? I had a few people back home. So yes, I am trying to grow it, but I'm doing a crap job because I had a few people back home say they like it. And Ade actually said he liked it as well. But like I've never really tried to grow a beard. So I don't know. Like right now, it's genuinely awful. Like you're changing my feels awful. That's because I don't know how to like work at it, so to speak. People have been telling me, oh no, like you need to get like stuff for after a shower, and there's a lot that goes into it, which I didn't realize. So I'm learning something new every day, man. I'm learning something new every day. I completely lost where I was in the chat. I haven't done a live in a while. Here we go, man. Thank you, people. Don't think it's honestly, man. I appreciate it all. Mash. I would say it's not a bad bet to put it back on Dallas Santos. I think well, it's very hard to get worse than him against Shakur, but I am genuinely keen on it. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm not going to go into the details, but like, I was going to do a video on this and I haven't been able to, but doing the looking into it, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a good fight. I would, mate, do you know what odds De Los Santos is? If they're wide odds, because he's not a bad fighter. So if they are wide odds, I'd consider having a look, man. To be honest with you, I would, because he's not a bad fighter at all. I do like Keyshawn Davis, though. I think he is a talented fighter, but he's not Shakur, not at that. He's not quite at that yet. Apologies to anyone who I missed. Larry Merchant, because I was going to read your chat until they all came in. I find it hard to agree with others that a low blow. I find it's hard to agree with others that a low blow. He lost every round and was stopped and well beaten. I tend to well, it was definitely a low blow, but I tend to agree that yes, he was pretty much beaten every round and then was stopped. But he has since improved. He has since improved. I am I'm being very reserved on going and saying it's going to be necessarily a repeat because Dubois was what 25, he's now 27. Usyk is now 38, and I don't know what's left, quite frankly. Oh, yeah. I'm not. I haven't done a prediction though. I'm just saying I think he can. Well, I thought Anthony Joshua, although I did pick Anthony Joshua, I'll hold my hands up. I thought Anthony Joshua could beat Daniel Dubois, but I also thought that who Tyson Fury could beat Alexander Usyk. I didn't pick him. I thought he could beat him. So we're holding reserve judgment on that one. Catman's evil twin. Oh God. Wow, we've gone there already, huh? Uh, G-Man, Gail Platt or Sonia Cassidy, Curry versus EastEnders. Oh God, man. um, what? Uh, well, whoa, oh man, it got to be Sonia Cassidy. It have to be. Yeah, I know she wasn't incredible, but mate, Gail Platt would be like that. Would get an ironing board and just put a picture of Gail Platt's face on it, and I'm telling you, there's no difference. That's literally what. Hi, G man. Thoughts on London? London after I want to say after about March started feeling more like home. So I've been here now nearly a year. I'll be a year in October. It's a long time. I don't really. Like, it's weird, like, London to me now is just kind of a second home. Tara LM. Alright, interesting name. Evening, how are you? Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, pretty damn good, pretty damn good. Um, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that name, mate, seriously. I love to bet against someone overhyped like AJ, to be the target for a huge upset, but there is nothing overhyped about Usyk, so if Dubois beats Usyk, the stars have to align. Okay. G-Man, great show with Ade from Scott McDougall. Good Scottish name there. I think that's definitely Scottish, that last name. Big up, man. I'm Jack. Love the show. You and Ade are the best. We absolutely are. Now, we're filming tomorrow. Ade and G-Man is filming tomorrow. We're back in Ade's flat studio, which is a flat. So it's going to be in person, which I know you guys like. 'Cause I've been doing that ANG man here the last couple of weeks. It's just been the way things have been trying to sort stuff out. But we are now at ANG man. I don't know will the sponsor be on this episode? No, it should actually be. In fact, I think it will be. We are getting sponsored now, so it's that's look, incredible. Like just man, it's crazy what's happened this year. It's mental. Owen Foster, unless Dubois is allowed to low blow headbutt and shoot his way, with the help of British referees, then Usyk normally does. I can't wait for the biased judging and commentary all the way. I suspect you're right about the biased commentary and judging. Well, maybe not judging, but the biased commentary, it will be very pro Dubois. It will be. But Dubois in the run to the first fight said, he'd be willing to fell. So he put that seed of doubt in Lewis Pabon's mind, not the other way around. And it was legit blow as well, by the way. G-Man is becoming like Dave. Hey, place your bets. LOL. Man, I'm not saying I am picking him. I asked him the question was I think he can, but doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to pick him. Big up Aaron every time. Uh, why should have? To be fair to Dubois, he did say he wanted to do that. I suspect that's out of his control, mate. So I would give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Dubois will beat Usyk. Let's go, DG or DD. Get him out of here. That's from Daniel Chambers. Okay, man. So you're going with Dubois to win this fight. All right, man. And again, right, anyone picking Dubois, no issue whatsoever. He could very well win. But that's the purpose of this video is more that I think he can win, not that I necessarily will be picking him. Watching him in the first fight, there's a lot of improvement since there. Because I went back and I looked at the first fight. I looked at, in particular, him against Hurt, which I know early on he was getting lit up. But you can see that he is improving, and there is a lot of. It's interesting, man. Big up the deep random tinker every time. The whole of the UK is rooting for the undisputed pound king to knock out quadruple knee with chat at Wembley Stadium. Could you imagine? I mean, no living that. No, he won't. Even the JD big up long time sub, even the G man Usyk schools him again. I guess the question then is what does Usyk do if when he beats Daniel Dubois? Big up the Bill, Keevney, Keevney. Sorry about that. Good evening, G. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, it was actually a good day. I was out. I was on site today, so I get the train back from. Well, actually, they're both in East London, and then yeah, I made that Dylan White video, and here we are, man. So I remember what that chat is. That super chat that I want to read out from Martin Lee Jones, former boxer. Oh wow, man. Forgive my ignorance. I don't recall ever hearing of you as a boxer, man. Martin Lee Jones, former boxer. Want to enlighten us? What was your record like? What weight did you fight in, man? Usyk loses on age, if not past it, then Usyk wins. The age factor is a big thing. You're absolutely spot on. The age factor is a massive thing. Really, truly is. Like I can't emphasize enough. Age is a big thing, and if you think about it like this, right? I Turbiev looked good against Dmitry Bivol. I know he's older, but you know he slowed down. And Bivol is Dubois and Bivol. It's maybe a poor comparison because Bivol is just elite, elite. What happened with Dylan? Apparently, he's got a bigger fight line though. Apparently, uh, they got to you. Have they, G man? They definitely have not. Well, thank you very much. Just came from Tor Park. Never been. Where is Thorpe? Obviously it's in the UK, I know that. But whereabouts is it, man? Big up to Dylan Goodrich. Frank Warren is an absolute disgrace, advertising White for the card to sell tickets, when there was never intention of fighting on the card. That's an interesting one, actually, and that's an interesting observation. I I don't know the ins and outs, man, because like I do know a little bit of things, but with this, I was hearing it from third parties, really, that there was potential, and I was hearing this from last week that there was potential for this. So but to be honest with you, mate, though, in Frank's defense, and I will say that, is Dylan White really that big of a ticket seller nowadays? Like, do you really, genuinely, this isn't me trying to deflect or anything like that, but do you really think Dylan White would add to that event? If you know what I mean? Do you think he's really going to put more butts in seats? It's just a question, man. I don't know. I don't fully know. Maybe. And by the way, 71 in the building. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't ask as much when I do these, but the watcher is always asking if you could hit the like button, I would appreciate it. We've just gone over 21,100. We're actually at 21,118. The sooner we can kind of push along and get to the 25K, I have a good feeling we might get to it next month. Do you know that? I actually have a feeling we might very well get to it next month because of everything is kind of such a big month next month. Massive shout out to the channel by Isaac Turf. Big up to you, my friend, every single time. Usyk will have more fans at Wembley than Dubois, most likely. I agree. I think he is more likable. People are starting to wake up that it was a genuine low blow. Oh man, like it was though. I think Dubois will beat Usyk this time. If Usyk beats this version of Dubois at 38, I consider him a go. Again, like it would, if you think of it like this, if Usyk beats Dubois, I'll read that super chat now in 2 seconds, man. If Usyk beats Dubois, and bear in mind, Dubois is going to be one of the main guys of the next era. It, it leaves Usyk with such a legacy. It's going to be an absolutely Herculean task to try and beat that legacy. It really will, or try and top that legacy. Big up to Matt again for the $5. I gotta say about Moses Helm, it's nice to be excited, but to hail him as the next grade is wild to me. Could be good. Let's see him get chinned first. Well, what if he is so flipping quick that it's hard for these guys to chin him? Because I'm very curious to see, like yourself, how he does react to getting hit in the chin. I think he'll take it just fine. Well, if you think about it like this, right? You have heavyweights that are very durable and that have very good chins, and they've all touched down. Like you think of someone like Derek Chisora, very good chin, but he's touched down. Man's touched down in fights before. So it's an interest for me, it's an interesting one, right? It's the speed of a talent that's going to be so difficult. And the fact of the matter is, the kid just doesn't appear to like lose that speed. The fact is, this is a kid who was gone from, I think he was in his 230s to his first pro fight. Now he's in the 250s. Nothing. The weight is literally nothing to the kid. Like from rumors, he has an Amir Khan chin. No, no, he can't be that bad. He cannot be an Amir Khan chin. If that's the case, you can have a 200 IQ and look like an idiot if you can't respond to AJ like me. Man, Amir, don't wish ill health on the kid like that. You don't want an Amir Khan chin. And the problem with Amir Khan was, this is one of the problems with Amir Khan, right? Is that he was extremely brave with a poor defense, and he would try and fight fire with fire team. And that's how he ended up getting himself hurt. That's how he ended up getting himself knocked out. The time and he was a fighter where he'd shell shock you with speed early on. But then what would happen is that basically you time you. You get time, like against Danny Garcia. That's a prime example, like against Danny Garcia. Dylan again with the super chat. Thank you to everyone who's donated. It's incredible. Man, I'm stumped here. This is thank you to everybody. I really appreciate it, man. It's not even my birthday. It's my birthday till September. I was always going with people I knew were disappointed with the card and wasn't going until White was announced. Casual still in the name. Yeah, the undercard, like, I get what you mean. Like, for those who don't know, hearing someone like that, that would actually do really that would you're probably right. I'm still kinda like, would it put that many butts in seats? If it was Dylan White, maybe let's say he never was announced for Anthony Joshua in 2023, and he just took a hiatus. We didn't know the ins and outs. Would it do good? Yeah, then he definitely would. But now I think more people are forgetting about him more so than anything else. I did find it funny where in the article he gave, he talked about his hiatus and was like, inactivity is like inactivity, inactivity that's your own flipping fault, mate. Not inactivity. Thank you, Steve, for the $2 US. A helmet to face Nelson ASAP next. I'm gonna have to see who that is, mate. Nelson, how do you Nelson ASAP? Oh, okay. Let's see who this guy is. Um, mate, he's 40 years old. Are we for real? Supposedly. Oh, supposedly. Albania, 40 years old, 22 and 0 with 22 knockouts, and he's fighting on. This guy's fighting on in Portman Road, and he's fighting. Actually, he's fighting this weekend. Are they gonna get this guy on the tower? Who the hell is he? He's fought Bracamonte, stopped him in 2 rounds. Bracamonte fought obviously Dave Allen, amongst others. He fought Jarrell Big Farmer Miller. Um, he fought anyone else that I reckon? Oh my good lord, he's fought. Oh man, this isn't good. Right, he's fought. He's fought and right. People. Listen closely, right? Listen closely, right? This guy has gone the distance twice. Nelson Shea, Shea, right? He's gone the distance twice. You know who he's gone the distance against? Pavel Sawas, who always gets stopped, and Danny Williams. Yes, that Danny Williams. The Danny Williams who beat Mike Tyson and fought Vitaly Klitschko. That was in 2022. People, Danny Williams has been stopped. I'm going to go on his box rec here. He's been stopped too many, 17 times. This guy couldn't stop him. Wow. That's that's like I'd almost say that's inexcusable that this guy. Wow. And that's who they're thinking of putting the helmet in there with. Oh my god. They need to put it with Jermaine. Oh my I can't believe that. Yeah, and actually Matt makes a very good point there. Atelma's brother has a terrible chin. He absolutely does. He's an awful chin. And like absolutely, yeah, Carol Atelma, his chin is shocking. And you know the problem is, right? Whenever I've seen families like the Yafayas spring to mind, I know Galal Yafai hasn't really been chin checked yet. But Gamal Yafai, he had the word no. Well, Cal Yafai and Gamal Yafai, they had equally despicable chins. That is something that you could definitely say is very right. Big up to Jamie, man. It's been a while. How are you? As soon as I see you come in the building, I was like, no, no, never mind this. I'm reading Jamie's chat. How are you, man? I am going to stay until 8 p.m. because I know you're going live straight after. So I was actually going to go live at 8 p.m. tonight, and that's why I changed it up to 7. So once I finish up here, I'm going to drop a link to your live in the chat. I will get you haven't done a live in a while, man, and I want to hear what you got to say, man. I want to hear big up to Jamie every time. Man. It's been a while, man. We need to catch up, man. We need to. It's been too long, man. I'm not that far from Luton these days. It's not like when I was back home in Ireland where we could only catch up on StreamYard and WhatsApp. We need to arrange something, man. We definitely do, man. It's been ages, way too long. I'm glad to see you in the building and have no fear. I will be sending everyone over to your channel as soon as I finish up here. Once 8 o'clock comes, that's it. I'm done because I am not taking any viewers away from you, man. 100%, man. We need you back, man. We need you back. We need you for perfect predictions. I'm going to get flamed for this, but I don't think you should get flamed for that because I can see it. And you know what it would have been, right? For Oleksandr Usyk, it would have been so awkward because Dylan White wasn't just a clubber; he was a swinger. He could be awkward as flip, you know. Insert the word there. He could be awkward as hell, and I tend to agree with you on that. Could you imagine? Imagine because Dylan White, right, is the sort of guy where he would back him up to the ropes and he would push him back. And how would Usyk react to that? But the problem is Dylan White is so slow. Honestly, the counter argument, mate, is that Usyk wouldn't be able to miss him. That's the counter argument. That really is the counter argument. Big up to Deep Random Tinker. Who do you want to win? Okay, that's an interesting one. Who do I want to win? I've no issue with Daniel Dubois at all. I think for the legacy, for Usyk's legacy, I would like to see him win because I think I don't want people to question because for me, it's like everyone is waiting for no, not everyone. Obviously, the people here are, but like let's say boxing media, boxing publications, it just seems to me as though they're waiting for him to lose so they can finally say, "All right, we finally got him. We finally flipping got him." For that reason, I would like for him the biggest fu to boxing media, boxing whoever, people who doubt him, would be to just say, "Do you know what? I cleared out boxing. I completed it. And I leave on my terms. No one could beat me. Jog on." You wouldn't say jog on, but you know what I mean. That would be perfect, and I'd love to see it. Did you hear the rumor that Miller dropped out of the Fabio Wardley fight to fight Joshua on the two-fight deal? No, I didn't. I genuinely no, I didn't, mate. I actually didn't. That's the first I've heard of that. Wow. Really? You mind if I ask where you heard it, mate? Because I might have a few words with some people. I genuinely never heard of that. Hmm, that's interesting. Wow, you could sell that fight like hell. I mean, I'd be absolutely take my money for that fight. That would be mate, honestly, that's a risky fight for Anthony Joshua. Surely not. We're, what the hell's going on with Steffi Bull? Is he in jail? What? You I read that and it's Steffi Bull. He's a boxing promoter, boxing trainer. Um, doesn't say anything here. Uh, say anything on X. Just seeing that someone say Steffi Bull. Why would he be in jail? No, I don't see anything there, man. Also, Dylan White looked astonished. Looked, was that what I say? Atrocious against a supposed. No, 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 no. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Don't you do 37 years old. My absolute. If he's 37 years old, I'm 8 years old. Seriously. He was Ebenezer Tete's body just looked old. Like, you know when someone like there are people who look older than they are, but then you kind of see they're not in good shape. But you know what I mean? Their body doesn't look old. It doesn't look like the skin is sagging or doesn't have enough moisture in it. It just look they look young body, but just old face. He just looked old. Like man just looks old. So yeah, that is that is not all right. Jokes aside, I get where G is coming from. Daniel in the first fight lacked belief. That's just a fact. He didn't believe in himself, but since then he's found confidence. You can definitely see it, man. You can see it in him. I know we laugh, and it is funny. It is very, very funny, but he does have that spring in step, that little bit of belief. I know when he comes out with it, he come across as awkward, and it's funny as hell to laugh at sometimes. Big baby, every baby's got a daddy, and I'm gonna eat you like I'm your daddy. And then he chucks the up. It's, oh, that was brilliant. That was something else. As much as I hate Don Charles as a person, he's done well and has brought more aggression out of Daniel. Usyk will struggle with very aggressive, dirty fighters. And again, that has me thinking the same, man. And Don Charles is a monumental buffoon. He really is. He really is. You know what, right? I'd never really seen much of Don Charles prior to him taking over with Daniel Dubois because I knew he was training with Cesare, trained Frank Buglioni, and he never really seen much of him. And then he did did interviews with Box Nation, and he came across very well, I thought anyway. Why was that a false dawn? I did find it funny. Like, again, it shows the kind of guy Don Charles is when he goes and accuses Alexander Usyk of not being a man of faith at the press conference, and he said, "Who do you pray to? 'Cause it can't be Jesus." And Usyk, with his broken English, just goes, "Jesus." And Don Charles just goes, "I'm jealous of who? What am I jealous of? Jesus. I'm jealous of Jesus." It's like you wonder if Usyk did it on purpose just to give him a rope to hang himself with. It was it was it was Don Charles. I mean, honestly, if I could go back if I'm ever feeling a bit down, I'll go back and watch that, and it just makes me laugh every single time. It really does. It really does. Can sort out, can get to say F the rules and make Usyk uncomfortable. And that's really the question that it is, man. It's if he I know it's not how we like to see a fight be won, but genuinely, you gotta say that's probably one of the ways he would get the win. And by the way, people, if you haven't already, there's still 74 in the building. If you haven't already, please do consider hitting that old like button. It would mean the world to us because we are currently half hour in and we get one subscriber. I'll take that. I'll take it. So if you haven't already, do please consider hitting the like and hitting subscribe. Big up to Matt every time. Who keeps giving Dylan White a fight? Frank? He keeps pulling out. Literally. Matt needs to teach Nick Cannon something about pulling out. I want Usyk to win it, but imagine I have that as well. That I don't know why. Who would you pick in a trilogy fight between Bivol and Beterbiev? I'm going with Bivol as well. I'm taking Bivol to win the trilogy fight. To be honest with you. Oh man, I've no faith in Wilder at all. I've literally no faith in him. I suspect at his best he knocks Ngannou out because Ngannou, too many openings, way too many. I'm just trying to before I carry on. I was just reading the chat. What about Steffi Bull? Where's Steffi Bull online? And just had a look. There's a thread about Steffi Bull. If it's true, all right. Because I just did a quick Google search and nothing came up. But I'll. Do you want to like even leave a hint of what it is? Because that's making me curious. Steffi Bull, he trained a couple of fighters. I think he manages Raven Chat. I had her on here a couple of years ago before her pro debut. And Terry Hart, well, he did at one stage manage Terry Hart. I don't know if he still was. But Maxie Hugh, I think he managed. So it's an interesting turn of events. That's well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah, let's see. Did Uncle Frank pay you to say that? No, I've never received a penny from Uncle Frank. Never received a penny from him. Never received a penny from him. I don't think Usyk is past it enough for him to lose against Triple D. Okay. The Triple D has to improve. My opinion, that AJ fight is far too overrated. AJ was appalling. Well, I mean, he couldn't have made it any easier. I mean, he couldn't have made it any. Just it was AJ was just a sitting duck. It really was. The only way I can see Wilder winning a fight is with Reynoso. Oh, yeah, I was wondering why you. I was reading that and I was like, Reynoso. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense because to be honest with you, I'm not excusing it. And I'm not trying to say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but with the way Wilder's personality is nowadays, where he's just so flipping mellow and there's just nothing really to him. If he was to go down the road of taking said tainted beef, chances are we wouldn't just see a better Wild, we'd probably see that old fire come out because you've seen with fighters, it really does change their personalities as much as change their ability in the ring. So if it was the case that he did train with Reynoso and he did have a little bit of tainted beef, I would actually probably expect a return to old because Wilder, he never, right, he never fought like someone who was on the tainted beef. Really, he never did. But he certainly at times behaved like someone who was, with the way he would carry himself, that ferociousness and that just anger and the way he'd flip at people. So I don't think although saying that, didn't his little brother fail a PED test? So yeah, you never know. License is suspended by the board. Interesting. That's really interesting. Big up to Jordan Perry. I hope you're well, mate. Long time subscriber as well. I remember the names, man. I remember the names. Long time subscribers. I remember them all. Hope you're well. Have a sneaky feeling we'll win in 4 rounds. Now, I wouldn't hang on. Whoa. Hold up a minute, mate. That's early. If he wins, I think he'll go right step down and maybe win late. That's an early stoppage. Oh boy. I think that was Billy Nelson was referring to at the time. Ngannou beat Tyson. Not in my opinion. Tyson Fury legit that fight. I've seen that rumored a lot. That guy would be a step down. Again, I would think from like what he's been doing. And we're talking about potentially a Tauma's next opponent. And he's got 2 wins. One of them is against Danny Williams. Yeah, well, I think he was last fight 23. I hope to God he never goes near because it's a sad state of affairs. A big up to Gary every time. Hang on, G man, I agree. Miller is a tough test for AJ. I honestly, man, that's no, that's a risk. That is a big risk, especially if you're looking to secure. Like if you're looking to secure the winner of Dubois versus Usyk, or you're looking to fight Tyson Fury, that's a man. That's not really. That's a man. Usyk showed him no respect, and it gave Usyk the hardest and closest fight. It's a risky strategy, but the only way to beat the master, you can't outbox him, overwhelm him with power. Exactly that. It's a very risky strategy because Usyk has deceivingly underrated punch power. Does hit harder than I think is advertised. So you are taking a big risk, massive risk doing that. Big up to Jake, another long time subscriber. How are you, my friend? How are you? See, no, I remember these guys, man. I remember them. Yo, G man, love the content at the moment. Consistency is believable. Keep it up, man. If I'm nothing else, I'm consistent. If I ain't anything else, I can. Liston was probably older than what he actually was. Yeah, Liston didn't know his date of birth. Some said he was born in 1932. Some said 1930, and he died in. When did he die? Did he die? Was it 69 or was it 71? It's in around that time. 60, no. Marciano was 69. And I think Liston was 71. I'm just going to double check that. Sonny, was it 71? I think it was 71. No, 70. Okay. It was 2 days off. 30th December 1970. Yeah, they have his date of birth here listed as the 8th of May 1932 in Arkansas. Don't know if yeah, some people, I remember when I was first getting into boxing, there was people claiming in forums that Liston was born in the 19 teens or the 10s. Someone saying like he was born in like 1917, and you were like, no, man was in his prime in the 60s. No one was born that late. That would have meant that he would have been, in theory, should have been fighting in Joe Lewis's era, and he's fighting in Ali's era. In any sense, calling him a liar. What? Frank was never going to do that. Never going to do that. It's yeah, Don Charles is an interesting character. I mean, he's up there now with John Fury in terms of just those characters that you just don't want to hear much of. And could you imagine Don Charles if Daniel Dubois wins? He will. Oh, oh boy, that's not going to be good. Yeah, I did as well. I did as well. I look a bit deeper into it because I don't know Steffi Bull personally, but I'll have a quick look at that and see what he was getting up to. I'd like to see Dubois win the fight with controlled rules. Yes, because you don't want. Well, maybe Dubois doesn't care. I would personally not like to win a fight knowing I've cheated my way to victory. In a way, like you could say the knockout might be legit, but what you have to use to get it. No. The only way Dubois beats Usyk is by cheating. The judges rob him, but they didn't rob him last time. I really think Dubois is on head. I just don't believe someone that big can be that jacked in the shoulders. Okay, it's an interesting one. White versus Parker. Parker every day, man. Every single day. What about Turkey? I really think Turkey's involvement is my only he has no boxing head tests are IQ tests. That's a lot of them are. As a Ukrainian, as much as I don't want it to happen, saying it's impossible is ludicrous. Usyk, my point still though. Of course. And again, you're someone who's obviously Ukrainian. You obviously want Usyk to win, but you're not, going to bury your head in the sand and say, "Oh, he's definitely going to win." It can happen. It can happen. Wilder is finished. I tend to agree. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the end of the month, just to see what little he has left, if any. It will tell us a little bit. His license is suspended by the British Boxing Board of Control. Real name is Bullenkopf. Okay. Well, the way he fights is slightly strange. Yeah, the stamina, he's always had good stamina, though. That's something that you do have to kind of take into consideration. Wow. Oh, wow. That's an interesting one, actually. Okay. Wow. Jesus Christ. Nothing surprises me. I mean, and Steffi Bull fought Amir Khan, didn't he? I mean, I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he fought Amir Khan. I'm nearly sure Steffi Bull fought Amir Khan back in the day. He's known as Box Rep. Uh, Chris Woodhouse. Yeah, he did. He fought Amir Khan back in '07. Stopped in 3 rounds. I'm gonna have a read up on boxing forum. Andrew Bull. Not really seeing anything. Hang on a minute. Suspended. Not really saying anything. All right, I'll look at that later now. Well, I'll have a quick nose on it. Damn, serious. Okay. Needs to carry biscuits in the corner to keep us. Oh boy. AJ wouldn't get past Fabio Wardley. Um, I wouldn't be picking him at this moment in time. I have no idea what we're going to get with Anthony Joshua these days, unfortunately. Just remember, Tyson Fury is actually 2 years younger than Conor McGregor. Yeah, well, Conor McGregor is looking rough as hell these days as well. I mean, what was it? It was when he was photoed with Trump. Oh my God. He looked honestly like I was actually looking at him thinking like that is not and I've never been a fan of Conor McGregor as many know. But when I seen that pic of him and Trump in the Oval Office, I was like, what on earth has happened to this guy? Oh, I agree. Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Apparently he's gonna run for president of Ireland this year, right? I doubt very much he'll win, but no, he won't be the next prime minister. He won't be the next prime minister, but president. It's a real weird one. Like, so in Ireland, you have the prime minister, and then you have the president who's like head of state. But it's not like America, right? The president essentially has no real authority in Ireland. Like, it, it's really weird, right? So, like, if Trump wants to sign executive orders, he can do that, right? And then I know it goes to Senate and stuff like that. But in Ireland, it's not quite like that. It all goes through Parliament, and then the president signs off on it. So, in theory, whatever Parliament want to do, McGregor can sign off on it or he can't, right? But McGregor is a monumental moron. He really is. He's a monumental moron. I've thought that about him for the longest. He's appealing to. He's appealing to. I know what he's trying to do, and people say like, "Oh, he's genuine. He cares." Listen, I'm not going to go into details with it, right? But he made a video a couple of years ago, and it's amazing how people forget. And I remember what he was asking for in that video, and I haven't forgotten. And that tells me everything I need to know about McGregor. I doubt very much because the Irish are not like they're not. How would I explain it? They're not. It's not like in America where you've got a real political divide, where someone like McGregor probably could do something. It won't be like that. And again, it's only the president. It's not going to do. He's not going to get very far, even if he did. But I suspect he probably won't get elected. But you never know. You never know. Don't have people. Don't have hope in people to make smart decisions. Look at the USA. I mean, you literally had two people who, pick Punch and Judy in November. That's really what you had. Ireland will fight not having it, but has no chance to be Usyk. Do you genuinely think that Usyk has a weakness to the body, or is it a myth? Fury had a lot of success to the body in the first fight, so that is something that folks on Usyk. I think that most fighters, like if you look at Triple G, he's been hurt in the body. I think that if you invest and you clip someone in the body, it's different to a headshot because a body shot hurts. You're not discombobulated. You're not on jelly legs. Your body just hitting the body hurts, and if it really, really hurt, you just stop. You just freeze, or have a gimmick fight to sail off into the sunset. I wouldn't begrudge him a gimmick fight at this point. We'll lose again. I'm going to lose first time. How you think, Don Charles? He will be even more uh, unpleasant as he already is. He's already too much to handle now, so you can only imagine what he'd be like then. I, I I'm confused myself. I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know any of the fights that are going to be in the undercard. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't understand what the holdup is. Surely they would have announced it by now. Half a billion. He's not the full shilling that Conor McGregor, if that's who you're referring to. Dubois is not beating Usyk. He's going to keep going for the stomach again. I hope that's one thing. I hope if he does start throwing a lot of referees onto him like that. Man, McGregor is. Man, do you know what? Right, the first time I ever seen him, I want to say it was 2013, and he was just kind of coming into public attention. And I just remember thinking, there is something very off-putting about this guy. Very off-putting about him. Really, very off-putting about him. And I want to say 2014. No, 2014 really was when he started getting big, big. And everyone, what baffled me was everyone could see what he was. But because he was Irish and was successful in a sport, everyone gave him a pass. Thankfully, there's only so much you can do before people do start to see the forest through the trees. And now they're like, right, we can't, he is what he is. And he is. He's a horrible individual. And, for me, again, like, it just, people keep going back to, his fans, but he does a lot for charity. So did Jim will fix it. He wasn't a good guy, was he? What's your prediction? You're gonna have to wait for that prediction, man. You're gonna have to wait. Yeah, the undercard is what it is. Who's the greatest talent in the 1900s that could defeat Usyk in this time? I would say Lennox Lewis stops him and in better fashion this time. Okay? Interesting. I think Usyk wins the fight. No, man, that's just don't give me the don't. No. The Irish public are not dumb enough to fall for that obvious gift. Much more common sense here than the Americans. And yeah, as I said, there's not really a political divide as there is in America, where there is a massive divide between Democrat and Republican. So yeah, I can't imagine them doing it. I really can't. I'd be very put it like this. I don't vote myself, but I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if McGregor did get the election or did win it. Now, again, stranger things have happened, but I'd be personally very surprised if he did. I'd be very surprised. I can imagine, man. I can honestly working there. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Is Dr. Usman working in Ireland near a certain gym in Docky? Well, there's a certain trainer who has a gym in Docky, and I hope it's putting two and two together. We've all amateur boxing in Dublin for over 20 years, and apparently in Dublin, who's training in Dublin? Many fighters nowadays, man. Many fighters nowadays. People follow like sheep with Connor, like because everyone else likes him. absolute bone cheek. I'm always one of the things about I'm always happy about is that I never got hooked in on that. It is a mess. You're not wrong. It's an absolute mess. It's beyond a mess. Much like the UK is. I mean, I jumped out of the how was the word? I jumped out of the oven and into the fire or something like that with me. But I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it. But yeah, McGregor is he's I wouldn't be on my Christmas card list anytime soon. It's a shame that fight's going or that card's going under the radar, to be honest with you, mate. They've added Adam Mazine to it. That's how like Adam Mazine, they were talking about him a few years ago being pay-per-view. Now he's having to leech off Callum Simpson. I like Callum Simpson. Ade showed me a pic of him and David Benavidez. I couldn't believe my eyes. Callum Simpson is actually bigger than Dave Benavidez. And I'm not just talking about height, I'm talking about actual body mass. He looked bigger. It's crazy how big he was. So yeah, up to Callum Simpson, Joe Ward who dominated light heavyweight. I've not been too impressed with Joe Ward. He's fighting, I think, on the GBM show in Galway in June 28th. Not been too impressed with him. I think Usyk is still compared to Caballel saying he wants a Fury trilogy. Bad thing I've heard Usyk say. Yeah, well, like I'd rather see him fight Justin Parker because I've seen or Caballel. I've seen Fury fight twice. He's beaten twice. I've seen the AJ fight twice. Beaten twice. I will have now seen Dubois fight twice. He may very well beaten twice. There's no need to keep recycling these things. So you know, get some new life into the heavyweight division. That's what I would be saying. To be honest with you, that's 100% what I want to be seeing. But listen, let's wait and see what Oleksandr Usyk does. At the end of the day, it's his career, it's his choice. But I hope if he does carry on, that he does decide, you know what, I'm gonna fight Joseph Parker. He's my mandatory. I'm gonna fight Caballel. He's also my mandatory, and that's the way it's going to be. People, we've been going now for nearly 1 hour. It is what time now? It is right 2 minutes to 8. And the only reason I want to close this off in the next 2 minutes, so you've got 2 minutes to get a question in, right? The reason I'm going to close it off is my good mate, Jamie from Perfect Boxing. This is his first live in like months and months and months. So I want to make sure he has good numbers. So I know there's only 60 something left in the building. If you haven't already, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. Still, even at this minute in time, I would appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, but more so, follow that link I put in the chat just there. That's a one to his live. Go over there, say G Man sent you. You should be able to click the link. I'm pretty sure you can click the link. So going from my live into his, I would greatly appreciate it. If you went over there, gave it a like, gave him a follow. Me and Jamie, we have to do a vid together sooner rather than later. We used to do it a good bit back a couple of years ago, but I know he's been very, very busy, and I get that. So he's back doing his thing now. He needs to. We missed him. We need Jamie to keep going. So that is the link to his live. He is going live at 8 o'clock. I will be going and watching that as well. So I hope you all have a great evening. I'll leave it there. Thank you to everybody who donated in this live as well. In particular, Adam for the big £100. I appreciate that greatly. Matt, everyone who's done it, that was incredible. Thank you so much for all the support. It's man, it doesn't go without notice. I mean, it's all of you guys. So, people, I will leave it there. Hope you've had a great live. Yeah, I will chat to you soon. Probably get another video out this evening as well, if not first thing tomorrow. Until then, peace and love. Peace and love.